Hey guys, I'm Nate, and today I'm gonna help you how to become better in Crucible and Destiny 2. You know, that game type that you dread, and that's where you have a build up of exotic quests. All jokes aside though, Crucible's a lot easier than you realize. First off, my Crucible setup goes as follows. For my subclass, I use Bottom Tree Stormcaller, which is attunement of the elements. For my kinetic weapon, I use a Breakneck auto rifle. It's a Gambit pinnacle weapon. For my energy weapon, I use an SR3 Solar Scout rifle. It's a Vanguard pinnacle weapon. For my power weapon, I use a 21% Delirium. It's an arc machine gun, and again, it's a Gambit pinnacle weapon. I have a thing for Gambit, if you guys haven't already noticed. And for my helmet, I'm using Crown of Tempest. My Crucible setup does differ from my Gambit setup because for Gambit, I'm very aggressive, and I play to help out the team, but my main goal is to invade and kill everything in my path. But this is not Gambit. This is Crucible. So with Crucible, the big thing is memorize the map layout. And the reason I say that, it's because the map sizes will help you, right? If it's a smaller map, you can do well with an auto rifle. And if it's a larger map and you want to snipe, that's going to be more beneficial to you. Or if you're not a Crucible person, again, learning the map layout is going to be extremely helpful, and it's going to be extremely beneficial to you. So again, if it's a smaller map, because this was my first time playing on this map, since Shadowkeep dropped and there's different maps and things like that, this is my first time playing on this map, and I realized it was a smaller map, and that's why I went with the setup that was mentioned at the start of the video. And in this video, my Breakneck really helped me out. And this is gonna sound cliche, but playing in Gambit, use what you're good. Use what you are good with. Use what you prefer. However, take into account the map size, because if you're not a Crucible player but you want to snipe because you want to keep your distance, in a small map it's going to be very difficult to do that because enemies are just going to be around you, and it's going to be hard to move around and things like that. So just keep that in mind. Learn the map size, learn the map layout, and change your setup accordingly. So again, because this is a smaller map and it was my first time playing here, I was experimenting with different setups to see what was going to work best for me, and just using this setup is what worked for me, this game type. One thing to note is Crucible is, and more importantly Clash, is very aggressive. It's very in your face. However, done right, you can play Crucible like it's Gambit in the sense that you can keep your distance and it will work out to your benefit. If you sit back and you take your time and you pick enemies off, that will work for you. But at the same time, it's very in your face and it's very aggressive, and you have got to switch your playstyle accordingly. Now, touching on why it's important to learn the map layout. Learning the map layout is going to help you to figure out choke points and things of that sort. It's going to help you to get out of tricky situations. So that's why it's very important to learn the map layout, because you learn, okay, me and the enemy team are gonna meet up here, or we're gonna bump into each other one way or another. We're gonna bump into this place, or and so you gotta figure out, okay, if they're always gonna be here at this spot, or they're gonna end up here, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get away from them without getting killed. And that's why it's very important to learn the map layout, to learn the map symmetry, because you can find your escape route when things get too crazy, and maybe you have a bounty that's get 5 kills in a row to get a killing spree, and if you stay in that fight, you're gonna lose. Whereas if you learn the map layout, you can say, you know what, I can make a quick escape from here or from here, from here, and know that you're gonna be okay. So that's why it's very important to learn the map layout. One very important piece of advice: if you're able to acquire pinnacle weapons, go for it, because they will help you out greatly. And I know that in Shadowkeep, pinnacle weapons have been removed. However, the quests are still there, meaning you can still attain the pinnacle weapons that have been released so far. Myself, I have a number of Gambit pinnacle weapons, one Vanguard pinnacle weapon. I did go for Recluse, but I have a glitch and I wasn't able to get it. And I even through cross save on my PSN account, that's where I completed the quest. I had the glitch, or I still have the glitch because I on my Xbox using cross save, I figured, well, I can get my Recluse and be done with it. But no, I still have the same glitch that I had on my PSN. So at one point I might deactivate cross save. But again, going back to my point, go for those pinnacle weapons, because even though they say, oh, they're not as strong or they've been nerfed, that's not true. They're still as strong as before. Or if they have been nerfed, it's very barely noticeable. It's not incredibly noticeable to the point where you're saying, you know what, these pinnacle weapons are trash now, I'm gonna leave them in my vault. No, these pinnacle weapons are still incredibly strong, and go for them. Go for those pinnacle weapons, because they're actually very, very much easier to get than what you expect. I know you think, no, it's a grind, it's difficult, it's hard. That's not true. They are way easier to get, and my advice is go for them, because if you're going to play Crucible, they are really going to help you out. I get pinnacle weapons are not as easily as obtained, but what makes up for that is the perks that pinnacle weapons have. For example, my breakneck, every time I get a kill, it lights up. In Crucible, you don't see it, or it doesn't say that the perk is active, but it is. And when I kill someone, I get a kill, and I kill the enemy team with my gun, with my breakneck, and it lights up. That means that my accuracy is increased, my reload speed is increased, my fire rate's increased, and my damage is increased, because it's a pinnacle weapon, and that's the perk that it has, or the perks that it has, and that's why every time I get a kill, it lights up. Which again, it can be a little tougher to get a pinnacle weapon, but the perks more than make up for it. Going into my subclass, the reason I'm running Bottom Tree Stormcaller, or Attunement of the Elements, with Crown of Tempest, is because I'm playing on a smaller map, and that means when I activate my special, or my super, I have a higher chance of getting more enemies in one special, or one super run, than I do if I'm using Nova Bomb. Again, if you're playing on a larger map, Nova Bomb might work better, or Dawnblade might work better. Here in a smaller map, because you're more bunched up, Stormcaller has a higher chance of getting more kills when it's used. If it's a smaller map, use a special that's going to get you the most kills when it's used. If you're playing a larger map, use a special that's going to get you the most kills there. Where a larger map, Dawnblade might be best, or Nova Bomb might be best. A smaller map, Stormcaller. That's what's best, and that's what's going to get you a lot of kills. And that's why in this map and in this gameplay, or this game type for Clash, I'm running Bottom Tree Stormcaller with Attunement. To recap, learn your map layout, because that's going to help you a great deal. Secondly, your weapons. Change your weapons according to the game type and the map size, right? Smaller maps, assault rifles, submachine guns might work the best for you. Fusion rifles, things like that. Larger maps, if you want to snipe, use a scout rifle. That might work best for you. Third, use the special according to that map. Smaller map, use a special that's going to get you the most kills when you have that super, when you have that special. Larger maps, use that super, use that special that's going to get you the most kills when you have it. Larger maps, Dawnblade might work best, because you can be up in the air throwing flaming swords and you're bound to get someone. Smaller maps, that might not work out so well. Same as Nova Bomb. Nova Bomb might work better in a medium-sized map, or smaller size maps, or whatever it may be. But again, learn the map layout, change your weapons according to the map size, and use the super, again, that goes with that map size. That's not to say that any super won't work. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is use a super that's going to maximize your efficiency, that's going to help out the team. Because that's what it is. You gotta find what's going to maximize your efficiency, that's going to help the team to win. Because in Clash, that's what it's all about. And sure, it's it's not a competitive playlist, but it's still competitive because the goal is to win. And if you're not helping your team, you're not helping them win. And if you're not helping your team win, you're hurting your team. And I get it. Crucible, and again, Crucible's not for everyone, but use the things that are going to maximize your efficiency that are going. One last bit, and by far the most important, when you're playing Clash or any game type, play to that game type. If you're playing Clash, it's okay to play recklessly, within reason. Don't go out and play recklessly to play recklessly and you're not getting any kills. Play reckless, but make sure that you are getting kills. So again, play to the game type. So that's it for now. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I'm Natel, and I just gave you the mission report on how to become a better Guardian. Now go out there and become the Guardian you are meant to be. I'll catch you guys on the next one.